Oh.
That monitor is lit up.
Oh. Cool.
This one doesn't angle.
I'm good with seeing. I'm probably going to stand over here the whole time.
That's fine. Yeah, I just.
Because I like that screen better.
And you got this too, if you need to kind of glance at that, you'll see what's going on there.
Good.
Yep, and then.
Ready to rock and roll?
If you turn the wrong way. All right, does he want to start with us, or?
Hello, folks. How you doing out there? We got Mark jumping in here in just 1 second. Hey, we're here.
Okay, I'm
and
not
we're
a
live.
magician.
You're not?
No.
Can you try to be though? That'd make
Nah.
more fun. Guess who we got?
Nah.
We got our special guest here today, Robert Carroll, our forecaster, soon to be official meteorologist with us for a long time.
Sure, yeah.
Several
Yes.
years now.
Yes, about 4 or 5 years going on.
Yeah.
So good to have you on board here
Yes,
for our
welcome
show
aboard.
today.
Nice to be here, folks. How's everybody doing out there today? First day of summer.
Yeah.
First day of
Pretty
summer.
excited about that.
Longest day of the year.
You can't beat it. Bonfires. You got those nice, long, beautiful sunsets at night, especially going up to one of the lakes, seeing that
Oh yeah,
beautiful
definitely,
sunset.
definitely.
Just time outside to enjoy with the family, picnics, barbecues. It's a good time of year.
It really is a great time of year, and actually not too bad today. It's not sweltering heat or anything. You know, a heat wave going on this week like we did last week, which is really nice. So, really a nice kind of late spring, early summer day in terms of temperature and even humidity as well. It's really going to be a very nice day outside as well. But there are storms coming, so unfortunately the second half of the week here, not looking very good.
Yeah, we've had
We'll
this
talk about
really
that.
nice pattern the last few days or so, but we've still been getting our rain the last few days. Some of you in northeastern Ohio especially seeing waves of rain moving through, and we will have more widespread storms in the next couple of days. We're going to touch on that. And you brought up summer. You like the summer solstice, and you'll be talking a little bit
Yes.
about an article you just wrote.
That's right.
Good article to share with you guys later on our website, all about the summer solstice. So we'll be breaking that down.
I like it.
Yeah, we'll be sharing that here shortly. But first,
We have a name
we
for our show.
finally have a name, thanks to you, our viewers, who voted in the name. We had like 16 total votes or something like that, so it wasn't a lot. But you, the viewer, picked the name, and next week we'll announce the viewer who came up with the name.
Yeah.
And we'll announce them next week. So first we're going to do the name this week and a nice little logo reveal too. And
Can we get a drum roll somewhere? Come on. Let's
there's
get
a
it
drum
going.
over there actually, but there we go. All right, so here we go, folks. It is Neoweather Live.
Hey,
Yep.
looky there.
I'm a little too tall.
There's the
I
logo
like
above
it. You got
Robert's
the
head.
logo?
Yes,
You
there
got
it
a nice
is.
set in the background. You can't complain about that. So nice and simple. Obviously, we're Neoweather, and this is a Facebook Live broadcast, so can't go wrong with Neoweather
Can't
Live
go
there.
wrong.
Appreciate all of you that did vote in this, whether you pick Neoweather Live or not. We definitely love the feedback and any kind of commentary that you guys can get. So do you have the graphic for showing the amount
I
of votes
do.
and
So how did your vote fare? Here we go.
everything? Okay. I'm going to get out of the way.
All right, you're
A lot
going to
of
get out of
people
the
see
way. Bobby's going to be there. So Neoweather Live got the most, of course, at 5 votes. I need to get on the screen. That would really help. Buckeye Weather Live, you got 4 votes. First One Live got 3. Ohio Weather Talk got 2. And then everybody else down here, Weather Talk Live, Ohio Weather Live, and Ohio Weather Minds, each got 1. So 3 for those 3, 1 for each of those, and then a little bit more as we go up. So,
Which one was your favorite?
boy, I'm kind of torn between Neoweather Live and First One Live, to be honest
Okay.
with you.
I like 3. Buckeye Weather Live was probably my favorite one. Neoweather Live is
Good.
definitely up there, and then First One Live as well.
We're not used to 3 people,
used to
folks.
3
Spacing.
So, there's the new names. Neoweather Live will be the name of the show here on out. And we'll generally do it around noon on Wednesdays, unless some things change going down the road. But
Yeah, I'm
we'll
sure it'll
announce
be
those.
somewhat flexible, but a generally weekly show for you guys. And just like what you've seen the last week, for anybody that's joining us once again, we'll talk about the latest weather news that's going on, maybe share a couple cool videos, we'll talk about the forecast for the state of Ohio and any kind of a big weather event that's expected, plus current conditions.
Absolutely. So with that, let's move on here to
And I'll be checking your comments and
Yes.
seeing if you got anything updated on here.
I'll do the next scene here, the weather headlines, because that's what I do a lot of. So let's get to the weather headlines for today, folks. Temperatures are heating up. It is the first day of summer. We're going to be back to the upper 80s as early as tomorrow. But what does that mean in Ohio? Usually storms, usually rain. It's not too hot. Often we get hot and dry weather, but we do. But normally it brings the storm chances, especially here in June this time of year. Storms are again likely on Friday as the pattern stays pretty unsettled heading into the weekend. And we're going to talk about this too. How about Tropical Storm Cindy down in the Gulf? Are we going to see any of it, folks? We are going to get some moisture from it, I think, and we're going to talk about that. And also we're going to talk about a cool down here coming for the latter half, actually the late part of June before we head into July. So going to turn a little cooler before it gets a little warmer.
It's this really up and down pattern that we've consistently been seeing really through the month of June. We started out really chilly, we got into the big heat wave, and now it's kind of been up and down. We're going to have some more warmth for a couple days, and then it's going to get cooler once again. So what about tonight? Well, we are going to see temperatures dip a little bit less than the last couple nights, more mild. Temperatures mid-60s to even upper 60s in a lot of the state. We will see a lot of the clouds kind of dissolve away anywhere from a mostly clear to a partly cloudy sky in spots. You can see Cincinnati, the warm spot there at 70 degrees. If you flip it all the way up into northeast Ohio, there you can see Youngstown area. You're going to drop into the upper 50s once again, so a little bit more clearing, a little bit chillier. But for the most part, mid to upper 60s for a lot of the state tonight. So through the evening hours, you'll be in the 70s and just falling a few clicks from there. So it should be a pretty pleasant evening for many of you out there. And we want to take a look at the forecast for the day tomorrow for our state capital and the Buckeye State. We got Columbus, Ohio, and we got mostly sunny skies to start, going to partly cloudy through the later portions of the morning and much of the afternoon hours. There is a slight chance, mainly afternoon, for a shower or thunderstorm. That best chance is not going to be generally till the evening hours, isolated to widely scattered storms around across really much of the state, especially central Ohio as well. Temperatures getting very steamy, though, into the mid and possibly even upper 80s. You can see we got a high of 87 there, with only about a 30% chance of rain. It'll be a little on the breezy side, but not really too bad. It'll be much more humid as well. So if you really like this more pleasant weather, typical for average or a few degrees below like we're seeing yesterday and today, get outside, mow the lawn, take care of everything tomorrow, because it'll be a little bit sweaty and sticky and uncomfortable.
It will
Gross tomorrow.
definitely be a little uncomfortable with upper 80s for highs. The humidity is going to be up there as well.
Absolutely.
So, and hey, if you're going to be outside too, folks, of course, besides sunscreen, make sure you drink plenty of water too and stay
Yes,
hydrated.
it's always a good idea. I've heard of a couple people getting some heat exhaustion and whatnot recently, and you need a lot of hydration. Those sports
Yes.
drinks are normally pretty good, plenty of water, and
Plenty of
breaks
water.
inside. The air
Absolutely.
conditioning is a blessing.
Yes.
Shade, too.
Yeah, some breaks from time to time are very helpful as well. Absolutely. All right, so now we're going to move on to...
Onward and upward, we'll take a look
We're going to
at-
go to this one, and this is going to be our current radar, and we're going to bring in special guest Robert Carroll to go
Hello,
over some
special
current
guest.
conditions.
Yeah, how's everyone doing out there? I'll tell you what Brian was just talking about, it's really going to be heating up, especially southern Ohio out there tomorrow. Well, let's talk about what's going on right now out there across Ohio. For the most part, you can see we got clouds up in through northeast Ohio. There's some clouds down here. Looks like we might get some showers down there. But other than that, it's pretty decent out there for the first day of summer. You can see the temperatures there, low 70s across the northeast Ohio, and then taking it even further, you can see back into Indiana. Looks pretty good out there for the first day of summer. Really can't complain other than a few showers in the Youngstown area earlier. Everything looks pretty good out there. I'll take it for the first day of summer. How about you guys?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I really
absolutely.
can't disagree with that either. I mean, it's warm. You're definitely feeling the nice weather. And hey, I mean, look at these temperatures. So we've got some 70s already this morning, but nothing too crazy hot.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice for sure. And you know what? If you're looking at the radar and the satellite and you're taking a look across the country and you shimmy on down towards the south, we got some interesting tropical activity going on here. This is Tropical Storm Cindy. We've been watching this the last few days, as well as the National Hurricane Center and many other weather outlets across the country, kind of just tracking to see the potential of what could develop into an actual named tropical storm. Here we go. Cindy was named, and she's shimmying right now across the Gulf Coast. It'll be making landfall here later today into tomorrow through the Gulf Coast states. There you can see the center of rotation as just a generally weak tropical storm. It'll move right towards eastern Texas and Louisiana. It's going to put a lot of this moisture on the eastern side of the storm. Some gusty winds, but that's not really too big of a concern. The surge is going to be minor. It's a ton of heavy rain. And then the other threat with this storm, as with pretty much any tropical storm, is going to be those embedded tornadoes. A lot of rotation within tropical systems, and you could see those pretty much anywhere on the perimeter of the storm, especially on this northeast side. Guess what? That's why the purple box is there, and that is a tornado watch in effect as well. But you know, it's not the most impressive tropical system, but it still has a pretty nice shape to it, and a lot of cloud cover spread off towards the northeast. So.
And let's also keep in mind that it doesn't look like there's a lot of moisture with it around the area of rotation, just that little bit in the northwestern quadrant there. Why is that? Well, it's because the radar isn't coming out quite that far. So the radar hasn't quite sampled the entire storm yet. Doesn't look that bad. Got just a little bit of rain, no big deal. What's all the hype? There's plenty more rain out there. We'll see that coming in the next day or
definitely.
so.
That's for sure. This is going to be a moisture-intensive storm. There's a chance for several inches along the Gulf Coast states from eastern Texas through Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, even the panhandle of Florida over the next couple days or so. I mean, realistically, 3 to 6 inches probably for a lot of you.
Yeah, that sounds right. And this could track up to Ohio here too, folks. It could. Now, some of the tracks we're seeing here, these are several days out. You can see some of the tracks that come up through the Tennessee Valley, up through here, and then up into the mid-Ohio Valley, just south of it there, and then on up again to the east and northeast. Could it affect us? It's a little too soon to tell just yet. This is several days out here, so take this with a grain of salt right now. Some of it has to still be in a tropical storm headed into the mid-Atlantic. That's a little much. It's not common for this storm to track across a good portion of landmass and still be a tropical storm before it heads off out to sea. So I think we're going to look at probably a depression for a little bit, and then it'll probably just be an area of low pressure after that. You know, basically a normal summertime low with more Gulf moisture than usual is basically all that's going to be. And that is going to bring some rain our way, at least for the southern half of Ohio. We'll have to kind of wait and see how this tracks a little bit, especially after it gets inland, because that does change things a little bit. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Over the next few days, that could bring some rain to our area.
And some. I mean, we're not talking about a widespread area of rain.
No, absolutely not.
Definitely pretty good agreement. This is going to track across the Tennessee Valley, the lower Ohio Valley, which means you'll put some rain into maybe the southeastern portion of the state. But actually, it's going to probably help by pulling a system out of Ohio quicker than expected over the weekend. It's going to be an unsettled weather pattern that we'll touch on here in a bit. But there's going to be this system developing and moving through. But instead of just staying here and bringing in multiple rounds of rain and storms, as Cindy moves off towards our southeast, it's going to probably pull that down quicker and actually allow most of Ohio to see probably a little less rain than originally expected, actually due to the system. So indirect results, but always interesting to see how tropics can affect us here in the Buckeye State as well.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's move on to some of our weather features for this
thing.
week here, and we're going to hit this button here, and it should work. Oh, yeah.
This is an awesome picture, too. I love this. I wish I could take it as kind of a heat sunset picture, but speaking of heat, ooh.
Man, I'm not
Hollywood
just
over
looking
here.
at that. Wow. Ooh, man, it's hot. That's hot.
Gotta get the sun off you, man.
Woo. Man,
That thing's dangerous.
it's
We're talking-
dangerous.
We're talking about the sun.
It's the sun. It's hot. It's hot. We'll be careful for that there. But yeah, it's a great picture. I love this picture here. The heat. This is in Phoenix, right?
Yes, looks like Sky Harbor Airport there.
Yes, it does.
Crazy. So they've had some major heat, record-tying temperatures. Now, you think of Phoenix as being really hot, obviously.
It is.
110, 115 degrees.
Yeah, it's typically where they run. They between about 105, 110 every day.
We're talking like 120 in that area.
That's hot. That is hot. That's a little warm for Phoenix. Yeah, you get into like the Mojave Desert, Death Valley area, if you will. That's where you can hit the hundreds. But even that 120 is still pretty kind of recordish heat.
It's pushing it a little bit.
It is pushing a little bit, but that's where you get your high 115 degree temperatures. Generally, Phoenix area will stay low to low 100s, 105, maybe 110 here and there.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Weather is just so relative because here in Ohio, maybe a 85 degree day is like, okay, it's another warm, slightly hot summer day. It depends on the humidity. But if you're talking 95 degrees, it's just a 10-degree difference, but it's a scorcher.
It's a scorcher.
It's possibly near record temps. And the same story with them. They're generally used to 105, 110. It's hot, they're uncomfortable, but it's a dry heat, right?
It's
They're
a
dealing
dry
with it.
heat.
You increase 10 degrees, and even the Phoenix folks, I've seen a lot of people creating memes on the internet, posting them
hot.
out on Facebook and Twitter, little videos here and there where they're like, oh my gosh, this is horrible, how do we survive, kind of thing.
It's hot.
Yeah.
I've experienced it. I've not been to Arizona. The farthest west I've been is Oklahoma, and they had a pretty strong heat wave in 2011.
Oh yeah.
Oklahoma's a little bit more humid than Arizona. Not a lot. It's not Florida humid, but it's a little more humid. And it was running about 110 degrees every day is a high. And I'd be done with work. I get out of work about 3:30, nice air-conditioned building. You walk outside, and it was, yeah, it was like walking into a blow dryer pretty much. It was just hot, humid, and of course, it's Oklahoma, windy.
Yeah.
So it was something every day, 110, 112. I think the coolest day when I was there was 96. We had a storm nearby, so that's what cooled it down a little bit. But every other day was 100 plus, and it was hot.
That's uncomfortable.
It was very uncomfortable. Even getting into the car was a challenge because everything in the car you touched was hot too.
Yeah,
so.
you know what? A lot of these people in the
Yeah.
southern Southwest are actually wearing oven mitts, not as a joke, because it
Not
is
as a
literally
joke.
like third-degree burn if you're putting your hands on any kind of a dark surface inside your car
Absolutely.
when you're first getting in. So notice the plane in this picture. Now, what does all this heat have to do with airplanes? Well, airplanes actually only are built to fly at a certain temperature. So if you're touching near 120 degrees, you're pushing some of those limits.
A little bit. So you got a couple things going into play, especially with large airplanes like this 747 in the picture in the background. You got the engines, so you get to a really high temperature. It doesn't operate very efficiently.
No, not at all.
You get into something called density altitude, which in kind of layman terms means at a certain air temperature at the surface, it's like being at another altitude aloft. So it could be 2, 3, 4, 5,000 feet high at the surface. So the plane's going to perform like it's that high just trying to take off. And when you get into these large turbine airplanes, they don't perform that efficiently down there. So it requires more power and more runway to lift the airplane up. Also, it has an effect on lift too. Warm, dense air, it's heavier, takes a little bit more to get going. So you need more lift, which means you need more thrust to go down the runway, which means you need a longer runway, and gets to a point it gets outside of the operational window of the airplane, if you will, and then it can't perform very well. And they climb very slow too in the heat. They don't climb very
It costs a lot
well.
of money then, and it's almost probably better off to delay the flight or cancel it, which is what they've
yeah,
been doing.
certain airplanes have a window they can operate in terms of heat and cold as well. We found that out a few years ago with some of the extreme cold data in the United States, that some planes weren't very capable of flying in certain manners in the extreme cold. So they do have a limit. They're not the perfect man-made machine
Sure.
that we all think it is. It flies. It does, but it takes a lot there's a lot behind all that too. So,
I mean, airplanes are obviously structured best to fly at a higher altitude where temperatures are much colder.
That's generally
so
what they're
you're
built
not
for,
normally
especially
touching
the
anything near
passenger
this.
ones. Yeah, that's generally what they're built for. They're built to cruise, built to go fast. They have to land, they have to take off, of course. They got to be able to do that, but they're built to be flying. So when you get the high heat and all that at the surface, doesn't help things.
And I haven't looked, but I would assume even like at 5,000, 10,000 feet temperatures are well above average, and it's probably
Out there
really
they
bad
probably
to
are.
climb.
Yeah, I would imagine too.
It's just unbelievably inefficient. You're wasting a ton of extra gas.
A lot of gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great picture though.
Yeah,
The 747
definitely great.
landing with the
Doesn't it just say
with the
heat?
sun here. It says heat. It says this is hot.
Picture's worth 1,000 words sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it can't
absolutely. So the next thing we have here are, I think we got another picture actually. We do. Hey, let's cool you down,
Let's
folks.
talk about coal.
Woo!
And this is kind of a segue into our next segment. So obviously, we're talking about the major heat across the desert Southwest. Well, today's the first day of winter for the Southern Hemisphere. And that means we have our friends from the Antarctic expedition, and they're having a little bit of fun. They drilled through the ice, and they're jumping in for a little bit of a polar plunge.
What better way to celebrate the first day of winter besides diving in an ice hole?
Why not? Maybe they'll catch some fish afterwards. Nothing like a little bit of ice fishing for
I guess, yeah. I mean,
Antarctic
that's
trout or
cold.
whatever down there.
That's cold down there. I'm sorry. I'm going to pass. Although, you know what? I really do like the penguin and the trees up over here,
That is
the
pretty
palm
cool.
trees. Very nice touch, gentlemen. Very nice.
Celebrating partly summer and partly winter as well.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, when you're in Antarctica, there's not that many people to socialize with. You got to have fun somehow.
That's true.
So, Robert, why don't you come in here?
Well, we got one more here.
'cause
We
guess
got we got some temperatures.
Oh, we have temperatures.
Yeah, you can see we're getting to that website, but here's some temperatures out of
getting
the
all over
Phoenix
the
area.
place. We're
Yeah.
going all over the place. We have some of these high temperatures, or at least very close to the high temperatures from Arizona. Should have probably shown these in a couple graphics ago, but
That's my fault, folks.
whoa! Look at these. These are all over the place in the middle 100 and teens to around 120. 120 there in Gila Bend. Phoenix there was 118. I believe that's what they tied their all-time record at for like the 7th time or something like that, hitting that number. I'm not 100% sure. But all these numbers, pretty much from 115 up to 120. Imperial,
Yeah.
122 degrees yesterday at 5 p.m. Those were current temperatures. These temperatures could have potentially gotten a degree to 3 degrees warmer than what's even shown here. So very impressive, but
Hot.
sounds like the start of summer, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about the summer solstice here.
Yeah.
Mr. Robert Carroll just wrote an article and published it to neoweather.us yesterday, and we'll show you a little bit about
Yeah.
that here now.
I don't know, those temperatures, I don't think I could do it.
Oh, torture.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, let's go through the website a little bit. As you know, we have this nice new website we've been using now for a little bit of time. And yesterday I wrote a nice article, brief, but it outlines kind of what the summer solstice is. And then when we scroll down here, we have a nice little picture, and then this kind of goes into an explanation about, you know, some of the technical details about the summer solstice, kind of some implications it has for other parts of the world other than Ohio. It kind of gets into what the summer solstice actually means with regard to the sun angles and all that stuff. And then it'll give you a nice overview, as we alluded to earlier, start of the winter in the southern hemisphere and all that stuff, and then gets into a little bit about interesting phenomena in Alaska, and then as you continue to read through it, it goes on to say that we are actually going to begin losing daylight here soon, all the way until December, unfortunately. But yeah, always feel free, go ahead. The article is on, of course, the Facebook page. It's on the website, always for your reading. There's links to other articles on there, new articles published almost every day for you to check out there. That's some pretty cool stuff on the website. Again, on the homepage, when you go to the homepage, it outlines the latest article written with a nice picture. And then, of course, if you click the arrows there, you can go through all different, read about the hurricane season and the tropic temperatures, and then tropical waves, and all sorts of fun stuff on there.
We really try to have it updated with just a huge variety of content.
Yeah.
We want a little bit of Ohio stuff, Michigan stuff as well,
Yeah.
and some of the national stuff, whether it's a big snowstorm, big severe
Yeah.
weather event, the tropics as well.
Yeah, it's all good stuff.
And guys, if you want like the regular daily forecast information, we also have a social stream with all of our graphics that we post to social media, all available as well. You just scroll down. There's some of the stuff available right there. We also have some of the content posted from the National Weather Service and other organizations, so you guys can get all the weather information you really want to help plan your day, or just get that weather news that you're looking for right on neoweather.us. So hopefully you'll be able to spend a little time each day there and just see kind of what's new. And again, every day we try to have at least a little bit of new content.
Absolutely, yes. Very good. We'll go back here now. There we are. Back to that.
Going back.
So, hey, Brian, did you check the comments we have on the video? We have any nice
We
comments?
do not have too many comments
No?
today, which is okay. Marissa's commenting about how she's been complaining about the heat, so hopefully she's enjoying the weather right now. But I have plenty of people watching right now, so appreciate that. If you have
Yes,
any
thank you.
questions, comments, concerns, feel
Absolutely.
free to type away and mention them, and we'll be responding back.
Absolutely. And of course, if you have any topics you'd like us to discuss on future shows, feel free to post that here, or you can drop us a line in the old inbox, and we'll,
Facebook, Twitter,
yeah,
wherever.
anywhere like that. We'll
We're
be
good.
glad to take those suggestions, and probably pretty good. We'll talk about them. So,
Yeah,
yeah, if you have any, even a simple question or just a topic you'd like to hear us talk about, feel free to share it with us, and we will share it on a future show.
Absolutely,
Soon.
we will. And we don't have anything generally planned week to week. We kind of play it out, just kind of what's making weather news.
No script here.
No, not quite. But I mean, if there's any kind of a big thing that you guys suggest and whatnot, we could probably plan something a little bit in advance. I'd say
Absolutely.
at some point we might have a guest on via Skype or something like that, or like today,
Yeah.
Robert coming on and joining the show and talking a little bit as well. So we'll try to mix it up a little bit, but this is kind of going to be the general format. So if you like a bunch of Ohio weather forecast information and just weather news and two cool dudes
Oh,
as well,
yeah.
then you know where to find us.
Absolutely. So we hope you enjoyed our show today, and we'll be back next week, pretty much same time, same
Pretty
place.
much.
And I'm sure we'll have some other interesting weather stuff to talk about, probably some cooler weather next week. So.
Yeah, it does look like it's going to cool down next week. There's still a little inconsistency with the models, but probably somewhat similar to how we are today in the 70s for a few days at least. And then heading towards the end of June, towards 4th of July, it looks like we're going to get another heat spike. So
Oh boy.
up and down.
Yes, and of course we're going to have some storms the next couple of days. If any of them get a little out of hand, we get some severe weather going. Not a big chance for severe weather right now, but if anything does pop up, of course, follow us on our Facebook page and our Twitter feed, and we'll have the latest updates for you there as well.
We did just have a question.
Okay,
Okay.
sure.
Come in, just so you know. Marissa wants to know if we're going to do minor baseball graphics.
Minor league baseball graphics.
Minor league, I don't have any minor
have
league baseball graphics.
Akron Rubber Ducks.
Oh, we do,
We
yes,
do
we
have
do
that.
have that.
We might have the Toledo Mud Hens. I'm not.
No, I don't
100%
have
sure.
that one, unfortunately. Just
that's
the
it.
Akron Rubber Ducks. Yeah,
For
I don't have.
minor league, so no Mahoning Valley Scrappers or anything like that if you're looking for that, Marissa. But we'll still be able to provide the forecast for the Warren, Ohio
Sure.
area as well.
Absolutely, yes. It's not nothing there really, but
We got a lot of graphics. We
got a
have
lot of graphics.
custom ability to make a lot of different graphics, but don't have anything set right now for that. But Indians graphics, Reds graphics, Ohio State. Browns, all
occasionally
that
we do
kind of
share
stuff,
those.
sure.
Yeah, occasionally we do share those, especially if they have some bigger events going on. We try to get out there with the current weather and get that going. But yeah, we do share those on occasion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I have nothing else, but if you have anything, of course, later on, feel free to comment. We do check this from time to time after the show is over, so feel free to leave a comment. We'll get to you there. And we'll
Definitely.
see you next week. We'll have the show up on our Facebook page and our YouTube feed, and also on our website and SoundCloud.
SoundCloud as well. You can listen in the car, driving wherever you want to go. I
Absolutely.
definitely appreciate any kind of shares that you guys want to give this video or any of our
Likes,
videos that we do.
loves,
Likes, absolutely.
laughing faces,
because we're
angry
hilarious.
faces. We are hilarious looking.
I don't want any angry faces. I'm not in the mood.
Not in the mood? Okay.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Enjoy
Thank
the
you very
weather.
much. And again,
Happy summer.
Robert, thanks for joining us today.
Yep, no problem.
All right, enjoy your summer, enjoy your afternoon. We'll catch you next week.